like...
And we are back. Or we should be back anyway. Need to, update the topic.
Guess we don't need that Blackwell tab anymore.
Nope.
That game is, that series is done. Deeply done Blackwell tab.
Deeply done. Nope. Dipply doop. Oh yeah, and I need to fix it. Dipply doop. Oh, I'm okay.
Yeah, you're running this.
I thought that should have been muted.
It may got done. So they forced an assault the Uranarium.
So we're back, and it is time not for Asbro, but for everything. Okay. Oh, that look. Oh well. Wait. Of course it's going off the edge. This is a different aspect ratio. There. Perfect. Yeah. Now that everybody's gone, return of the tortilla strips.
Well, says Tuesday.
Okay, anything else new around here? Looks like this particular vicinity is free. Ah, but that is something. A merry-go-round. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. This is a very small area. And I feel like probably all of the areas were quite small. It's just you can tell here.
Oh yes, this said that they look good. Oh, this is a novel experience.
Womp womp.
Someone's rolling a new character. Or... I forget, is that like a... No, I think as soon as you have access to Fireball, it does 46. I think. Isn't Fireball a 3d6 plus CL over 2?
I forget.
Or 3 plus CL over 2 quantity d6?
Crap, what was the button for dance?
Y?
No. I thought it was 8, but that's not it. It's not enter. Is it space? Oh no, space is sound. Call.
Sing.
Sing. Q, E, R.
You?
Caps lock. It wasn't you. Apparently O and C do the same thing.
Yeah, you can just like access the control screen. Are you fire?
Yes. I forget how to access the controls. There we go. Okay, E is transform. Yeah, E is dance. It won't let me dance as fire, apparently.
Oh, you need more than one to dance.
I have 4.
Oh. Huh. Do I have to hold it though?
No?
No, it's like a ability toggle?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we do a magic fire dance?
Oh wait, I am dancing now.
Invisibly!
Mm-hmm.
Really invisibly. There goes an earth moving machine. While an invisible magic fire dance takes place. You're not doing a lot of whoosh, crackle, 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 whoosh, crackle, 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 whoosh.
Mm-mm.
start seeing a real doctor and find out if I need to go on muscle relaxers or not. I'm getting tired of having to spend minutes pulling muscles back in the shape before going anywhere.
Here we go. Honk.
An air horn.
Uh-huh.
Over here. Surprisingly, the tension is mostly hamstring.
Tension is mostly hamster. You are sake.
Seriously, you should see my tension gauge. I'm ready to do Superman.
Hey, that looks like a bridge.
Got a bridge in the Golden Gate.
Mm-hmm. I am a drum bridge.
It's a drum bridge.
One of these.
Give me about 10 seconds.
One of those that are just like a semicircle.
Yeah, not even
I need a drink. And also some more Jeeps. Oh, hey, that's a bit of progression that I'm not ready for yet. See the symbol over there?
I see a thought. The book is heavy.
Right there.
Oh. But that's just the universe being dramatically inconvenient.
Well, I mean, if you are what you eat, or drink, I suppose, then I am a can of soda. Dustpan and brush. Brush pan. Loaf of bread. Ooh, what are you? Wooden spoon. Ice cream. Are you a pickle? A cucumber. You are a signboard. Baseball cap.
53 minutes, my boss. That's all right. No, but that is fine because I think I want to start on.
Can of sardines. Can of sardines. Yep.
I didn't. Sadly, I'm sure sardines dancing would be really dumb, like just like all the other dances. Zunaika's conception sounds hilarious.
There's just tins of sardines. Not even just like free-floating sardines.
Yes, but I'm imagining the dance involving like the tins opening and closing.
Oh, pfft.
You know, being more than it definitely is.
Yeah.
Because in order to fit everything in, this game had to do things pretty simply and answer. Oh boy. I have an 80 gig external.
That's really small.
It was huge when I got it.
Yeah.
Well, not super huge. My laptop's HD was 10. I upgraded it to 20 and I had an 80 gig external. I still have most of Naruto from when I put it on there. And a surprising amount of Bleach on that hard drive. That is some poorly lit corn. The corn is poorly lit.
Soap.
I suppose most people wouldn't really get what I'm talking about there.
Yeah, it was pretty big last summer.
Yes, but I was probably one of the only entities who responded to it with the dress is poorly lit. Other people argued about the color. And I was like, I think it's just poorly lit.
Meat. Martini glass. slice of toast.
I'm off to the birthday party.
Yes, John is having his birthday party. I will be attending myself as soon as the stream is over. Mystery can. Saucepan.
Oh, and if you happen to finish this before the stream is over, something cool called Jotun is free this weekend.
Oh, Jotun.
Ice Giant, yes.
So you said Jotun, and I just thought Joe Cartoon? That old Flash animation website?
No, the What a Cartoon show from Something Awful. I mean, the Cartoon Network. Your dingly jinglies. Additional dingly jinglies.
Later.
Oh, and progression ways?
Mm-hmm.
If you get lost, just try going down. Eventually something will tell you what to do to get down more.
Yeah. I remember that from before. I didn't recognize it from this angle. From this angle, it looked kind of like a, what do you call those rice balls? They have a name, but I don't remember what it is. What a game it all was. Ribs. Look at the bones. The something bone's connected to the something bone. I'm gonna have two skulls. Skeleton dance. Oh god, that's creepy. Oh man, if only Melissa could be here for this, she'd love it. Also, what was that thing in the middle that has the interaction thing? It looks kind of like a defib. Or maybe it's just a computer. And I can't actually, yeah, there was one more piece of skeleton that I didn't have yet. Any more? Yes, there's another one. Join me, Brother Skull. Brother. Wow, you're here. Ooh, shiny. What a miserable place to find yourself. Well, I mean, everything here is frustrated. They all want to go back to the world that created them, but here they are, trapped in the world they created instead. This appears to be the one place we can't think ourselves out of. The harder we try, the more lost we get. This place isn't outside the universe, just a small corner of it that seems convincing, so much so that you can't convince anyone out of it. And so I've come to stay quiet, waiting for someone like you to come along and listen. As you have found yourself all the way here, you probably realize I could have nothing to say to you that you don't already know. And you can see that my thoughts, and all the other thoughts in the world, are your thoughts. And by listening to me, you're listening to yourself. Why hold on to these thoughts, then? There's nothing precious about any of them. You can always let go of every single thought in your head. Of course, you'll be able to find them out in the world if you ever need reminding. So, if you can see a way with your thoughts, you can see your way out of here. Good luck, Clumsy. I can ascend out of this place. But can I descend further? Oh, and I can turn into that computer. You are everything, game. Wait a minute. That's not right. Well, this sure looks like the end. Stellar ATM and Violin, and Penguin, and Frog, and Frog. Balloons. Camel. Okapi. Congratulations. Tutorial complete. That was just the tutorial? You will now bond instantly when entering new things. Documentary mode available. Find it in autoplay menu. Okay. Welcome to everything. Can I become fireworks? size is always relative to the things around you. You can change your size whenever you want. But know that by making yourself bigger, you also make the world smaller. There is no right or wrong size to be. Rock. Ooh. Rattlesnake. Oh wow, I'm so huge that I'm like here and there at the same time. Whee!
So in all this, you see, when you get a game going of this kind, there comes the point of what you might call emotional investment. When you feel that the outcome of this particular feature in the game is urgent. See, this matters. And it's up to you what you think matters. We teach our children what matters, what's important for them to learn. And we teach them basically that it's important to live. You must go on. That's terribly important. But when you see you have this terrifying urgency to go on, and feel you must, this is important, this matters, we screen out of our consciousness the fact that this is our own volition and our own game. Because we are captivated by the illusion of the necessity and the importance of going on, to keep other people going on, to keep children going on, to keep this thing up. And the difficulty is that as we become disturbed and anxious about this, it's more difficult to keep the game going. In proportion as we are frightfully concerned to survive, we start fighting other people. We start clobbering our neighbors who are stealing our crops, and whatever it is, all the old fights start. And it is these fights which, more than anything else, at the moment, you see, are endangering the entire human project. But all based fundamentally on the illusion that it's utterly important that we survive. The illusion that I am going on, that I constitute a real continuity from this moment to the next moment, to the next moment, to the next moment.
Ooh, what are you? Light aircraft. Not so light anymore. Oops, not what I meant to do. Huge cloud. Blur. Oh, jeez. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, it did help me find this, though. Regional airliner. Oh, God. I screwed the skies. Okay. You know what? You shrink down. Just become a tiny moat. There we go. any larger than that? Uh-huh. What are you? Commercial airliner. Is that the other thing that I saw? I can't tell. Let's, few things. Fighter jet. Colorful sailboat. Hey Vance, what's up? You wanna come here, buddy? Come here, Vance. Lighthouse. Stealth. Okay, am I imagining seeing a little colorful thing that I haven't gotten yet? I feel like it must be. Luxury yacht. It's pronounced luxury yacht, or it's spelled luxury yacht, but it's pronounced throat warbler mangrove. There's something. Stingray. Brr. Brr. Oh man.
What are you afraid of losing when you die? Why? All the capital you've acquired during your life. The experiences, the friends, the status, the skills, everything that you remember would be destroyed ordinarily when you die.
Hey,
In other words, we are afraid of losing the past. Now it's perfectly obvious that when you die, yes, everything that you've acquired as an individual and stored in your brain is dissolved and distributed. But at the same time, it is equally obvious
Aurora 7.
that when you die, there won't be, following the moment of death, everlasting nothingness. When you die, you're always reborn, just as you were before.
Yay, hot air balloon. I need a bambulance. It's one of my giant manta rays, or stingrays, or whatever they were. Majestic sea flaps. You've explored for enough time for me to let you in on a secret. This world is not your world. Everything is a game based on the game you're in. Wait, what? And if we're being honest, a pretty shabby reflection of it. This isn't about giving you something different to see, but giving you a different way of seeing. If you can see that you are neither big nor little, this nor that, you might also see that I am neither real nor unreal, but both. We can speak to each other as friends, and believe me, this is really happening. But you can also see that I'm a bunch of badly organized polygons masquerading as an aircraft. Now the real game begins, Clumsy. From now on, things can come and go very quickly. You can create and destroy things as much as you like, or as much as I can handle. Supermassive sun. Hey. He's gone to a party. I'll be going there after this. Space shuttle. Rocket. Wide space station. What is a day, a month, a year? I know none of these things, but you seem to coordinate your life around them. Pioneer. Cool. Extravehicular mobility unit. UFO.
when you came into this world, there gradually arose into being the sensation of I. And it stays there a while, it goes through a development, and then it drops off. But all the time, everywhere, there are other I's starting up. See? Whether they be human, animal, anything you like. They be in other galaxies, etc. Always, they're starting up. Now, you would say, is there no connection between them? No. In the same way, there is no connection between the molecules in your hand. And yet you say it is a hand. But if you look at it under a powerful enough microscope, the molecules in your hand are miles apart. And you would say there's no connection between them. What's the connection between this galaxy and other galaxies? Well, we can't see any connection. And yet there are gravitational swings whereby they respond to each other and move in a certain collective order. So in a very similar way, the constant appearance of beings who feel that they are I constitute a wave motion. You can see it either way. You can see yourself, in other words, as existing only now. That's the only you there is. The alternative to that, logically, is to see yourself as everything.
Sensing satellite. Not exactly sure what that's doing.
So everybody is involved in playing the game of life in a way that goes beyond play and becomes deadly serious. And as a result, the whole of existence is lived in a state of constant frustration, because you are trying all the time to hold together and to preserve something which in the long run can't be preserved at all. And therefore, in response to this cry of pain, which everybody puts up as a result of being in this situation, of trying to hold on to things, the wisdom of the various ways of liberation, be they Hindu, Buddhist, or whatever, is saying to everybody, look now, cool it, wake up. This is the kind of thing that's going on, and you are not a captive in a trap. You're not just some mere little measly being that somehow or other was brought into an insane universe. But you are what the thing is. You are not the victim. You are the system. Only you have identified yourself with a one wave in it. That is to say, a particular accumulation of memories, of associations, of skills, of things that you've learned. And you don't want to let go of them, because you found in that accumulation of memories, which you call yourself, an identity. So you know where you are, or think you do. But actually, you don't need to be anywhere. Where is the universe? Think up an answer to that one. And so the question, where is the universe, is really ultimately the same question as where are you? And so what this is saying is, look, let go. It's all right to play the game, be involved, work out the various intrigues, problems, creative projects, and so on that life involves. That's fine. But if you get involved in it so that you're hung up, this deprives you of delight and joy in playing the game. So the point is to get people unhung up on the hook.
I can't read. Wood splinter turned into wood sphincter. Argon. I only just saw your message, Lord Babri. Only 11 minutes late. And thank you. I beat everything, and now I am everything. That is the reward. Or at least I'm a significant fraction of everything. new thing. You are a cicada. I think after a while a sand chunk becomes a boulder. Outside that context, that doesn't make sense, because eventually a boulder should become a sand chunk. But in a van? Where did those scorpions get a van?
No point of view is the right one. Infinitely many points of view are possible. But if you take a point of view and you insist that's the only point of view, then you're hung up on it. So long as you insist that black is black and white is white and that there are Republicans and Democrats and capitalists and communists and good guys and bad guys, it's a hang-up. So also between what is you and what is other. I would begin, you see, with the assumption that every person, every sentient being whatsoever, is I. I is simply the universe aware of itself at a particular place and time. That's what the word I means. And so the feeling that we call I is how everything feels on the inside. But it is always in a particular place at a particular time. And these particular places and particular times, they keep going on and on and on and on and on. Myriads of them, all over. And you feel that you are I just as much as I feel that I am I. And your I feeling and my I feeling are essentially the same.
Don't feel my eye.
Only we're looking from different places. But it's all one eye. Only we don't see this.
One giant
because
eye.
We are hung up on the coming and going of I, on the particular circumstances in which every I appears. So because of our myopia, because our point of view is fascinated by the details and the differentiations between everything that's going on, the differentiations between people, the differentiations between generations, we are so preoccupied with that particular view of things that we're hung up on it. And we don't see that it's the same thing happening again and again and again. And that every I that comes into this world is you.
Snowman. Giant snowman. Attack of the 50-foot snowman. Or however big that is. Arrow. Snowy owl. No snowman ever exists alone. All around are things that are part of a snowman's life. Things you eat, things you love, things you need a lot, and things you need a little. Everything around you implies your existence. They imply you, Clumsy. Things are reality's way of saying you are needed for it to be complete, otherwise it could never recognize itself. And so everything wants you to stick around and see things in whatever way you like. These things will keep going for an eternity after you're gone, but whether you stay or decide to leave this place, I'm glad we were able to have this short time together, and that you could have this little reminder that you'll always be everything that there is. You can now join with everything? Dude, it's kind of hilarious, but I don't want to do that just yet. Alpaca! Arctic Tern. Let's see. Will it automatically identify? You are everything. Oh god, it's so slow.
All eyes are I, wherever soever scattered, because you see, this is the place. At the point called here and now, this universe knows itself on the inside. You look around you, and you see everything, as it were, presenting an exterior to it. But my relationship to the other is always seeing life on the outside. However much I get down to the tiniest cells that constitute your nervous system, if I go down into the molecules, I go down into the atoms, I'm still regarding them from the outside. The only point at which I know the thing on the inside is where I am. Then I have inside knowledge of what everywhere else appears to be outside. So to realize inside, there must of course at the same time be outside. To realize self, there must be the counterbalance of other. Because it's like black and white, it's like back and front. They're inseparable.
Everything will go on being annoying after you're gone. Oh, that's encouraging. Oh, geez. You alone, you are the everything. I think about this world a lot, and I cry, and I've seen the films and the eyes. I'm in this kitchen, everything is beautiful. She is so beautiful, she is so young and old. Look at her and I see the beauty of the light of music. The voices talking somewhere in the house, late spring, and you're drifting off to sleep with your teeth in your mouth. You are here with me. You are here with me. You have been here, and you are everything. Bathtub. Pile of books. Wooden bucket. Bushel basket. Excuse me. Log. Chopped log. Crate. Alright, that's not jump. That's sing. Stump. It's you. Gray horse. Caribou.
So then, this is where we start from. That every being coming into this world is I. And they keep on coming. Doesn't matter how long the intervals are between their appearances. Supposing this planet were completely wiped out, that would be the end of this race, in just the same way as, say, a group of insects will eat their food supply up on a plant, and the whole population will perish. Happens again and again. But it seems perfectly reasonable to suppose, in other words, that there is a constant rhythm of what we call consciousness, being awake to life, going on and on, just as stars go on and on. If the stars are going on all over the place, if galaxies are going on all over the place, it's equally reasonable to suppose that life is going on all over the place. And although the distances from our particular point of view between these islands of life may be vast, don't forget that the distances between the molecules in your own body are equally vast on their scale.
Hold me closer, tiny walrus. Thank you, Markov chain. Mouse. Oh, mouse. What are you? Barley. Tiny stalagmite. Spruce beetle. Hello, spruce. Blorp. 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 So small. Hee! Look at how big it is. Oh, that's cute. Oh, my feet. Ah. Wood splinter. Dirt particle. You're a new thing. Deflugia corona. I have to go record my life real quick. Terribly sorry. Grr. Foot's all tingly.
Distance, space, isn't just removal. Space isn't just nothing. This is the grand delusion that space is somehow a thing to be ignored. This is very clearly explainable in terms of the Gestalt theory of perception. The Gestalt theory of perception is that we notice the figure and ignore the background. We notice what is a relatively small enclosed space and ignore the more dispersed. We notice what moves against what is relatively still, and what is relatively still is ignored. So likewise, when we get a constant stimulus of consciousness, we begin to ignore it and not to notice it. Consciousness tends always to notice novel things, novel changes in the environment. So, the most unnoticed things in life are those which are the most constant and the most regular. And because you see you lose touch with the most constant and the most regular things, you screen them out of your general thought as insignificant. They don't matter. They're not there. And the most ignored thing is space. Because space is always the background. The solids are the figures. And therefore we say, simply, space is just nothing. It may be filled around this planet for a little distance with air, which is important, but out there, space, that's nothing at all. And so we say that is nothing. But all that is saying is that that is the background to every figure. And as the figure cannot be there without the background, the solid cannot be there without the space. So the space of the world is the one thing we've forgotten. And the one thing that is absolutely essential to there being anything at all.
Geez, still? There we go. Cube cloud. Sweet, it does automatically identify when I collect new things. That is a much better way of finding things. futon.
So then, we must realize that what we call separate things, separate molecules, separate lives, separate planets, separate stars, separate galaxies, are joined by space. Space, in other words, is a relationship between solids. You would not be able to think about space without a relationship between solids.
Finished the stars.
But so goes for everything. It is how it is spaced that creates the significance and interest of any being whatsoever. You say, for example, the human body consists of about 95 cents worth of chemicals. But how it's arranged. Playing a violin by a great master is just scraping cat's entrails with horsehair. But how it's done. See? So the order of the way things are distributed is the magic.
Dark matter.
What are we doing? You see, you've got a universe which you're living in, which is fundamentally a wiggle, and you are an event in this wiggle. See, only you're trying to straighten it out. You're trying to see order in it. And your doing this is itself a wiggle. After all, you may say, one or two things in here are straight, you know? And it's their nature to go that way, to be orderly things, to be straight things, or whatever other quality you want to put on it. And we are like that. We are something in this which has it in its nature to arrange it this and that way, to want to see things straight. But actually, there really isn't anything in the whole arrangement that is the right way of doing it. And there isn't anything in life, in your life, that is supposed to happen. You're not supposed to live to be 80 or to die when you're 23. So, liberation is the realization there is no way that things are supposed to be. You are, you know, you're what there is. It's up to you to decide. See? There's no way it has to happen. But on the other hand, if you want to feel that there is some way you would like to arrange this, I mean, we can start pushing these things around, you know, and put them in some kind of an order. That's okay too.
teleport, that works too.
You will be miserable to the degree that you are hung up on the notion that things should, must go a certain way. That is to say, to have a fixed view. If you have no fixed view, you remain elastic. And about this, there is always something that can't quite be said. When we say, I have no fixed view, it sounds as if I were just a non-entity, like a moron. But there's another sense of an empty mind than that. Not the moronic empty mind, but the lively empty mind. The empty mind that can either let it alone or project patterns onto it. And especially do both. So that instead of saying what you really ought to do is to project no pattern onto the world and realize that it's all fundamentally senseless, is to say always do both at the same time. Project the patterns, but realize at the same time there is no fixed view that you should take. This is exactly the same thing as being able to realize that there are rights and wrongs and things that should be done and should not be done. But at the same time, there's another point of view from which you can see that everything that happens is right the way it is, and that human life never makes an aesthetic mistake, just as the patterns of the clouds and of the foam never make aesthetic mistakes.
Oh god. Just a whole bunch of suns. That's not what I was hoping for. This would be hell to teleport into and really dangerous.
real nitty-gritty of what we've been talking about in a very easy way. To ask ourselves the question, quite fundamentally, what's all the trouble about? In other words, what is your state of mind when you contemplate the possibility of everything becoming nothing? All right, so the universe is a transitory system, like a bubble, like smoke, like foam on the water. And so, how easy? Just go along with it, dissolve. So, what's the problem? Why don't we want to give up? What do we think we're going to get by holding on and by resisting the dissolution? What I'm interested in for you to feel is, what do you really feel like inside at the prospect of there being nothing, of this whole thing being a bubble that dissolves? You see, about death, the reality of approaching death, people are apt to feel chilly, cold, lonely, scared because it's an unknown. The most frightening thing about death is there might be something beyond it. You don't know what it is. The world is full of threats, mostly from other people. And there are monsters. There are all sorts of things which scare you, but beyond every monster is death. Dissolution is the end of it all. And so long as we can be scared of that, and so long as we can be made to think of death as a bad thing, we can be ruled. Because what end can it all come to? What's all the trouble about? The most it can come to is nothing. I mean, there may be some troubles on the way of resisting this, basically resisting it. And so in this resistance there's an experience called pain. But beyond pain is annihilation. What will it be like to go to sleep and never wake up? Nobody can think about it. But what is that state when you're teased out of thought? This is not, as you would fantasize it, a state of being in the dark forever. It is not like being buried alive, because then there's an experience of darkness. Now so, when you really think about nothingness, it becomes like how your head looks to your eyes. And behind the eyes you don't see darkness, do you? You're not aware of a contrast of light here, black there. Behind the visual field, there is simply nothing conceivable at all. Neither darkness nor light. So, might one venture to say almost that that area of blankness we call death is what lies behind the eyes. In other words, it is what we can't think about. That's what's watching.
Well, that's cheery. Cowboy Beetle. Cowboy Bebop. Okay, well, I think I've collected everything in this here. Oh, no, wait, there's a bug. Ah, it's a mosquito, which I've already found. So... wheat seed.
Use your imagination for all it's worth to think yourself into the fact that this whole sense of importance, of vitality, of aliveness, of being is simply a sudden experience which was nothing before it started and will be nothing after it's over. That is the simplest possible thing you could believe in. It requires no intellectual effort. Nothing. Supposing that's the way it is. What's your inside feeling about that? Supposing, let's say, you feel sorry. For whom is this sorrow? Who, when it's all over, will there be to feel sorry? You really say, I regret now that this thing is going to come to an end. But when it's come to an end, nobody will either regret or be happy about it. That will be that. So in a way, you can say, well, this feeling of sorrow that I have that it's going to come to an end is really rather irrelevant, because let me look at the thing from the other direction. Supposing it never would come to an end. In other words, here is this alternation of joy and sorrow. And however happy I am today, I'm always going to feel miserable later on. And then maybe happy again, but then after that miserable. And this is never going to stop. I just can't get rid of the damn thing. Well, that's pretty depressing, isn't it? I mean, when you think it through. So you say, well, let's make a compromise between these two possibilities. This compromise is, in other words, that it will disappear altogether, but then it'll start again. Because when it starts again, it'll feel like it does now, which is that it never happened before. So, you're always in the same place, just like you feel now. There is this blank space, this trough between the crests of the waves.
Zonohedron. That is not a shape I'm familiar with. Wave. Uniform polyhedron. Well, I know I'm picking up more things, but I'm damned if I can see any of them. In this whole mess. Solid sphere, yay. Woo! 100% of 3D structures. How far do I have to go on 2D? Oh, oops.
Now I'm going to pull a fast one. So, every time an incarnation occurs, it feels like this. See, it might be quite different. We might be reincarnated in another universe as beings of an altogether different shape. Not at all like human beings. But because we were used to it, we would feel that that was the human shape. We would say, well, that's natural. Obviously, that's the way things are. So naturally, if you appeared in the form of a spider, you would look around at other spiders and say, well, yes, of course, this is natural shape to be in. This is the human shape. Something that is not us looks at us and thinks we look perfectly terrible. I mean, imagine how you look to a fish. Clumsy, cumbersome, stupid-looking thing. Because the fish is so elegant and graceful and slides through the water so beautifully. Human beings can't even swim properly. So don't you see that in every world that comes into being or could come into being, it seems just like it seems now. And every species that you could belong to would seem like this one. It would have its up end of what is highly intelligent and its low end of what is not so intelligent. You would be aware of superior forces and inferior forces. But the things that appear to be above us are great natural processes. Only we think they're rather stupid. Only very tough. Too strong for us. Earthquakes, the elements. But at any rate, whatever level you're on, it always appears to be the same one. Therefore, naturally, don't we? We feel we're in the middle. We feel, for example, with the telescope, that there is a world greater than us that is infinitely great.
Things. Oh, okay, so it's full. Missing one 2D thing still, a few 3D. All the 3D structures. Not all the aircraft. Still missing several algae. Animals, arachnids, atoms, a tire. Ooh, lots of stuff there. Wow. Well, anyway, it's 11. I should get to the party. What's going on here? Ah, okay, Nightshade's doing a thing. Okay, well, anyway, thanks for watching. Be back on Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, Thursday Throne. Be continuing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, probably finishing it. And then next Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be back with probably something new with John and Melissa. I think we picked something last time off the air, but I don't remember what it was. But we have a few options anyway, so we'll go with something like that.
We feel with the microscope there's a world below us that's infinitely smaller, and we seem to stand in the middle. Anything that grows anywhere is always in the middle. It's betwixt and between. And the middle always has, therefore, extremes. It has extremes in space. As far west and as far east as you can think. As far on and as far back. And there's always a beginning, and there's always an end. Just as there's a left and a right.
Is that the end of that audio? Seems like it. Okay then, yes. Good night, everybody. Hope to see you next time. There we go. Bye.